How's it going, everybody? Hope everyone's having a great Sunday. Just to kick it off, if you want to support the channel, there's a whole bunch of links in the description. So, some Treehouse, Pluralsight. Oh, also, Lambda School is open for EU students now. So if you're considering a co-boot camp and you're in the EU and you can't find one, Lambda's open to EU, so you can check that out. Going back. Thinking about going back to working on my game. I've been getting that game dev itch. You know? Melanie, how's it going? Linda Craze, what's up? Justin, what's up? Been wanting to do that game dev. Back to work? No, absolutely. It's not like back to work. I do work. Thinking about going back to my game dev. Doing some game dev. It's definitely... What was this, my camera? Hope they'll give you that raise. Yeah, I'm not going back to work for a company. I'm going back to work on the game dev. So I'm trying to decide between Unity and Unreal. Right now I'm leaning towards Unreal Engine. This is what I was doing. The clickbait is real. Yo, what's up? Casey, what's up, dude? Animesh, what's up? How's it going? So I'm stuck between... So, because Unreal Engine got that Fortnite money, but C++ is kind of eh. Then we have the Unity engine, but they have like no networking. So my game has to be multiplayer for sure. So right now I'm leaning towards Unreal. Microtransactions is the games is the way to go. Yeah, game dev. Yeah, boy, Unity. Ooh, I made one in Unity. I couldn't do multiplayer. They did not support. I've used Unity before. I have experience with Unity, but you know, Unreal Engine has that Fortnite money, so it's in Unreal's best interest to keep their engine up to date, right? Engine doesn't matter too much, but there's also blueprints in Unreal Engine, which I could use for things that I don't need to network. Yeah. I don't know. Game dev was the dream. You are cool, bro. Thanks, man. You're cool too. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Oh, you can download 4.21. Neat. C# and JS and Unity. Justin, JS isn't supported in Unity anymore. But it sounds like you're looking for EU4. Mainly, I just want something for multiplayer because Unity has a high-level API, which is being deprecated because it was so bad. They're like, oh, we have to redo this. Because literally, like, you would shoot someone and, like, the ball would, like, tick. Like, you could see the tick rate of the game. What kind of game would you see yourself making? Oh, I already had the game in my head made. I had multiplayer working previously, but it would be a game kind of like Fortnite, kind of like Spellbreak, but this was before either of these came out, but I just couldn't work on it because my graphics card died and I couldn't do game dev anymore. So it'd be like this game where you run around and pick up different abilities, but once you use the ability, it's gone, right? So you pick up like a fireball, whatever, right? Going, but yeah, exactly, Pogo. Exactly. Unity just released their FPS sample project with online multiplayer? Maybe. Let me look at this. I think it'd be fun to stream the progress, or just me being stuck in general. But I might do that on Twitch, because that's where the games belong. How's the keto diet going? I swapped to intermittent fasting after like 6 days because my hands started cramping. I know I just need more electrolytes, but the diet's still going good. Still making progress. Yesterday I had a little bit of a cheat day. I ate some ramen. Yeah, so like the idea would be you run around, you pick up abilities, and then you can combine them for more powerful abilities, all right? Or you'd also have a talent tree. So as you kill people, you get talents. You going back to your old job? No. None of that. Going back to the game dev. If you go back to my YouTube, you'll see that I started making a game. I started using Unity, and I got pretty far along with it. And that's why I made a Discord in the first place, so I could have people to test out the game and tell me what was wrong with it. But I don't know. Game dev requires all the things, right? You have to know how to code. You have to know how to animate. You have to know how to make marketing materials and video. You have to make a website for it. You have to do, get people to play it. You have to figure out how to monetize it. It's like every single skill set you need. Think of going back to what? Making games. Making more games. I think that'd be pretty fun. Then give them out to you guys to test or play for free or whatever. I'm thinking about making it open source too, so that'd be cool. Or portion of it open source, right? So we could like vote on abilities that we want to add to the game. Anyways, so you run around, you pick up abilities. Once you use it, it's gone. There's a talent tree, so you can pick different specializations towards the game as the game progresses, right? And then it'd be kind of like a battle royale, right? So I get it, right? Oh, battle royale, it's been done 1,000 times, but it'd be kind of like a battle royale. But there would also be like an item that's randomly placed in the world, and if you find that item, the whole game mode changes to where you have to now deliver this item to one of 3 randomly placed like pylons, but the whole map can see you. The whole map knows where you're at, and so you have to deliver it there. But the pylons that you have to deliver it to are randomly chosen, so people can't camp there the whole game, right? So there'd be like 6 different pylons, or maybe 3, and then all of a sudden you got the item, and now you and your team have to deliver it there, but the whole map can see you. So it's like, do you even want to pick that up? It's called Mario Kart. Maybe Mario Kart with Battle Royale. I think it'd be pretty sweet. The best part is there's a whole bunch of assets already on Unreal from Paragon, because it died. Yeah, so it'd be like 2 different game types. You still can't believe you left. John Locke, what's up, dude? Welcome aboard. A decent developer career. I don't want a career, man. I want a calling. I'm all about that calling. Not about that job, not about that career, not about climbing those corporate ladders. Why work and climb a corporate ladder when you can own your own corporate ladder? You know, fam? It's just a different type of mindset. Some people take fulfillment in climbing that career ladder, but for me, I'm all about doing my own thing. I've always done that. Live my whole life differently, right? Go to school in Finland. I was homeschooled a couple years in high school. Well, it wasn't homeschooled. It was classes that were at home, like online for senior year. Dropping the wisdom. Why would I, like, it wasn't fulfilling. You got to be happy at what you're doing, man. And you can't work at a game dev company. If you want to work at a game dev company, it's like you're going to be working 40 hours, 60 hours, whatever, for some game you might not even like. I was going to say like a day, but then I realized that wasn't feasible. More like 100-hour weeks for game dev people, because it's so competitive and you don't get paid that much. So if you want to make a game, you got to do it yourself. The best example of indie game dev being successful is Stardew Valley. If you're in such a beast mode, you got to do what makes you happy, John. Pablo, you got to do what makes you happy, man. I'm not happy, being told where to be, what to do, when to do it, how to do it, blah blah blah. Like, it's just not for me, man. I like to, all about that, doing it yourself, put my own food on the table. But we've been over this 1,000 times. It's just a different mindset, Pursuit of entrepreneurship makes me free. I left to make YouTube videos.
Auto shutdown initiated.
Oh, what is going on? Oh, I have no sound. I didn't leave to make YouTube videos. I'm building a community of people to help other people get the jobs that they want, right? So my job is that in-between situation of like, look, there's this lack of knowledge of practical things, actionable things to do for all these people getting jobs that I had to figure out. So let me help these people. And so it's like, let me help these people that really want to take their career or switch careers, or they're going from $750 an hour to 100,000 a year. Maybe not like in 1 year, but like, or in 3 months, unless you live in San Francisco. But you get it, right? Like there's just this whole set of people that want to learn how to do this. And I'm like, you know what? I've done it. So let me help other people. And to me, it's just more fulfilling. I'm going to take these off because I don't have any sound. I was going to play some music, but we don't need it. What do you mean they don't get paid that much? Game dev is very competitive. Very, very, very competitive, right? Who doesn't want to work on their favorite game? When I was a kid, I was like, I'm going to make the next Halo, right? Didn't even know how to code. Had no idea what that even meant. And there's like, they know that. The companies know that, so they can make you work longer hours, pay you less because there's 10 other people lined up behind you to take that job. Whereas if you do your own thing, right, you might be successful, you might fail, it might not work, but I guarantee you're going to learn a whole lot. So anyways, I'm thinking about streaming. I've been thinking about this for like 6 months. If I want to work on a game and document it and make it open source, or at least a portion of it, so like a community can vote on a piece of it. RimWorld, oh yeah, that's a good one too. RimWorld, Stardew Valley. There's another one called like Galactic something. I don't know. I tried to download all these multiplayer games on Unity, and or on Steam that were built with Unity, like Gary's Mod. Gary's Mod uses their own built-in networking system. Okay, look, that's not me. You hire network engineers for like $280,000 a year. The dev market is exponentially more competitive. Right. It is competitive if you follow the traditional routes of doing the traditional cover letter, traditional resumes, going in, shaking their hand, okay, good to meet you, sitting there answering every question, nodding your head, yes, okay, yes, thank you, I'm so glad to be here. Like, the general consensus is that people are very, I don't know, they just kind of, they don't think outside the box, right? If you're gonna do something that's very competitive, to get on top, you gotta think outside the box. And there's so many people who don't. You gotta do things that are ridiculous. And it doesn't matter what they think, because all you need is one yes. 100 people can think that you're ridiculous, and one person laughs at you, and you're like, you know what, I'll give him an interview. That's all you need. This isn't a game of like, you have to get 90% or more correct. This isn't like, a test. It's like, all you need is one. And it's not, the odds aren't like lottery odds.
Auto shutdown cancelled.
I mean, you get it. What do you do with your time each day? Mark, let me tell you what I do with my time each day. I wake up, meditate, write down everything I do or I'm going to do for the day. And then I write down everything I'm going to do, write down 5 things that I'm thankful for, journal for 5 minutes. I usually have some students to teach code during the day, and then I'll go work out and I'll make a video and I'll do a live stream, and then I'll try to muster up the energy and motivation to keep doing other things like work on merch, work on my website, all that stuff that's just like tedious, but you have to do it. It's really shocking to see what you consider to be the dream, right? So, John, that's what I thought was going to be the dream, So I was working at some job that I didn't like. I went and I did the traditional route first, right? Get the college degree, get that safe engineering degree, you get that safe, comfy job, but then like you show up every day and you're like, this is the rest of my life. What am I doing? This is not what I would think about or even remotely think about at all. Like, this is not my dream. So I go to learn the dev, and then I get that startup job doing code. I'm like, oh, I'm a software dev, right? Then you get that imposter syndrome, and that imposter syndrome just comes with that right hook, and then you're just like, all right. So then, anyways, I progress my way up that chain. I get that remote job. Remote job says, all right, we ran out of money. Sorry, bye. Other job says, hey, project we hired you for fell through. Bye. And then another time, the startup that I was working for ran out of money. Bye. And then at this most recent job, they were going to be acquired by another company here in a year, and that means everyone that's working there is about to get outsourced to India because that's what they've already done. They already have workers in India. So my job was going to be outsourced in a year or two, right? They wouldn't tell me, but like, we're looking at an acquisition. Okay, I can go through those steps. I can do that logic myself. All right, I know where this is going to head. So either I start looking for another job, or I'm like, you know what, I take the risk and, try to do this myself. And so after, being like 4 different times when you have a rent and you're supporting your parents and you got car payments and stuff, and it just makes you want to be like, you know what, I'm not going to let anyone else do this for me. I'm tired of having to do X, Y, and Z. I've already done that. I know how to do that. But my circumstances have motivated me to do this myself. And so that's when I was like, I'm going to try it. And to be honest, the videos, like right when I quit the job, the YouTube videos was like, they were up, right? They were doing super good because of a few videos, and now they're kind of like this. And the trend is like down. And it's just, regardless of the fact that I'm getting less ad revenue every single day, it's just like, that's fine. I'll drive Uber to make up the difference, or Lyft, or whatever, because I don't care. Like, it won't. Anyways, enough about the financial stuff, right? I took the risk, all that, Let me answer some questions here. Where a minute, I was talking about game dev. How did I do it? Some sort of reliable. So I teach code for a company called Open Classrooms. I've been there for over a year now. I had 2 jobs my whole time. Maurice, what's up, man? Thanks for hanging. Been here since 18K. Thanks, Jacob. Appreciate you. What's my age? I'm 28. Think about applying to jobs you'd like to do. I think that I would probably... This is what you need to do, right? This is what I would do. If I could go back in time and I was like 18 and now all the boot camps are available, this is what I would do. I would go to Code Boot Camp, graduate, work for a company, be like, hey, I know that you guys are allowing people to go back and get degrees and you're doing tuition reimbursement or whatever, right? Flexible schedules. I can go to night school or whatever. I would go to that, like go to boot camp, get a company job, and then have that company pay for your degree if that's what you want. Because the boot camp, that's going to cost you 10, 15K. All right, whatever. That's still cheaper than college. And now you get that and you can go to college for free, get that computer science degree. They're paying for it out of your pocket. Like, you're good to go. What car do I drive? I have a Juke. Jesus, what's up, man? Bavesh, how's it going, man? Hope you're doing all right. You helped a friend grow his business, watching him grow his business. Yeah, dude. There's been moments where I'm like, what am I doing? But at the same time, it's like, it's on me to figure it out. This is what I chose. But not to placate you guys, but seriously, all the support that you guys do, it helps, right? Like, this is how I live. So, I don't know. I'm so happy. I don't know how to explain it. Why didn't you drop your teaching job instead, focus on more of your professional career? A lot of people eagerly change jobs every year just to climb the wage ladder. So I don't climb wage ladders. I rather own my own ladder and then have it be up to me. I would rather, if you want to work for a wage and sell your time for money, all right, you do you. But if you want to, like for me, I try not to sell my time. I try to sell a product, make a video, release the video gets ad monetized, and now I can focus on other things. I don't climb ladders. I just own the company, and everyone else inside of it can climb the ladder. That's how I would do it. But Tyreek, thanks, man. Appreciate you. Hope your Sunday's good. Okay, first job 6 months ago after self-teaching. Would you look for a new job every 1 year? If you want. 1 year's all right. Maybe a little over a year, just so it looks all right on a resume. Yeah, happiness is more like, I'd rather have more time and less money, as long as I can do the things that I want to do. And when I say that, I don't mean like buy a yacht, I just mean like going back to adult dancing, Sparky Z. We don't say that word here on this channel, okay? We don't get demonetized on this channel. But yes, Sparky, you're correct. Isn't your main income a wage? When you're teaching, you're selling your time. In a job, you can slack and get other benefits. That's not what I'm about. I'm not about doing the minimum so that I can get a salary. It's like, I just want the responsibility of everything to be on me. I don't want to have to depend on someone else's, like, oh, we're doing job cuts, and then I have to worry about, oh, what am I going to do? Like, I've already figured that out. It's on me. But I get what you're saying, Andy. I got you. I wouldn't say that's my main income, but it's, some of it. What's some good countries in Europe to work for as a software engineer? Probably Germany, and then the Scandinavian countries. Those are good. What do I think of switching to cybersecurity to find jobs with less competition? I don't know much about cybersecurity. There's going to be competition everywhere. If you're worried about competition, that means you're not putting enough value in yourself. You know what I mean, Lorelai? It's not like that, dude. It's like you gotta... Competition is healthy, right? You don't just get a trophy for participating like you do in high school. Like, the people who win are the ones who get the jobs. And so you just gotta put that effort in. Do I have experience with applying in markets like San Francisco? There's heavily saturated markets here in Salt Lake City. There's a lot of startups. So there's a lot of demand, but it's saturated with lower experienced people because we have a lot of boot camps here. We have Helio. We have Dev Mountain here. We have V School. I think there's a few other places. Going back to slinging rocks? Nah, dude. I don't even know how to respond to that. Well, do you need to learn German in order to work in Germany in the IT field? There's some companies that operate in English, but there are some companies that operate in German. Like, to get the blue card, it depends, you know. A lot of companies in Europe operate in English as a working language, but Finland
Auto
companies,
shutdown initiated.
they usually operate in Finnish. That's what I know about. React v Angular, React. BitConnect. BitConnect. Yeah, if you're gonna live in a country, you should definitely learn the language. Just, you know, if you wanna, don't be that guy. Don't be me in Finland. I learned Finnish, but it took some time. Guten Tag. Hello. You live in Germany and everyone knows English? Yeah. Have you thought of starting a jobs board? Yes. I already have that planned and it's going on my site, so that'd be sweet. You'd always take a sure 100K a year over some pipe dream. Yeah, 100K is not actually that much. Auto shutdown initiated. You heard that? That was my headset. Metsan Henki, what's up, dude? Yeah, so I lived in Lappeenranta and Oulu and Rahe, right? And I went to the Sima at UAS. Have I considered making a course, affiliate marketing for others? I already do that, and I have one course. I just have to take the time to do it, but I'm teaching, right? That stuff happens between the hours of 7 and 2 a.m., as Gary Vee would say, you know? You're going to get another job now. We're going to do some game dev, Captain. I don't think it's a pipe dream if I'm currently living it, but some people just crave security over that, right? I don't have kids. I'm not married. Might as well take the risk. Also, I'm a lot happier. I'd rather be a lot happier than take 100K. You going back? Dude, we're going back. I mean, the dudes at the top of other companies got there somehow, so... I mean, some people just need that security. I'm on the side of, I'll do it myself, thank you very much. How was Web Dev Bootcamp by Cold Steel? It's alright. Is it better to do online bootcamp or in class? Whether the dude standing behind your shoulder looking at your screen or sharing his screen via Hangouts or Zoom or whatever, doesn't matter. You got the job starting next Monday, Roberto. Thanks, dude. Hold on, let me screenshot that. You're the man. This is what I live for, Roberto. Yeah, I want you guys to hit that upper level. Get that job. Do those things. Any experience with AI? Not yet. In a couple days, I'm going to be doing a Coursera course for AI and machine learning, so that's going to be fun. I have to pick which one. There's a few I'm doing. There's a few on there that I have to pick, so that'd be cool. I don't know, Metsound, if that answered your question or not. Big Feet Bob, yeah, for the job board thing, I have that. It's gonna go on my website. I'm gonna have a little job board for junior devs. It's gonna scrape all of the different websites. I think that'll be fun. Then you guys can like upload your resumes there, and then companies can see it. That'll be neat. Going back to game dev, Franklin, we making that game, the dream game that I was gonna make. Where can you access the tutorials? If you look in the description, there's one for Teachable. I have a GitHub course. I don't have a whole bunch of other ones. Just haven't had the time or motivation to do it. It's not about the motivation, but I'm a human, right? Do I have any idea what it's like working as a big data dev? What kind of experience required? So you should probably hit up that Python or Scala. Those are two popular languages for big data. I worked at a startup that was big data. So yeah, it was usually Scala, Kafka, Postgres. What else? That's what we used at the other one. What kind of experience? I'm not sure what kind of experience. I know he had a master's in something. I don't know if that helped him or if he just knew. I think he was friends with the CTO. I'm not sure. You're going back to game dev? Dude, Shimmy comes in with the right answer. Yeah, exactly. Game dev. So I might stream that on the... I'm not sure if I should stream it here or on Twitch. I feel like it goes better on Twitch.
Dude, I can check a couple
Sparky.
locations. Go
That's
down
funny.
to
What game are you deving?
Brinstar.
I called it Run and Gun a while ago,
There's quite a few.
but I think
Like we said, there's not nearly.
I don't know
as
the
many
name I
items
would
in
call it
Super
now.
Metroid, and they're kind of spaced out. Like here, you're getting.
But
four
I was explaining the
items, and
concept
Super Metroid
earlier.
sometimes
It's like
will,
you
travel
find
pretty
items that
far
you can
just for
combine
one
to make
chest,
better
or not
items, and there's a
chest,
talent
sorry,
tree.
Item. No chest in Super Metroid.
Kind of battle royale.
E-Tech,
Let's see.
you're
Do you
good.
buy the myth that you can be too old to start a computer career? No, I don't buy the myth. Go look at Craig. Craig's doing computer science. He's 46.
Did. You don't have too many missiles. either,
There's another
so
person that I work
hopefully
with.
Ammo's not too bad. I think
Also
that's like 20 though.
older.
So,
Yeah, that should be okay.
He wants to move away from doing like law enforcement stuff.
let's see. I need to buy the
So,
merchant item.
I mean,
Yeah, so in a link
where
to
do
the
you
past,
see yourself on
basically,
YouTube after 2 years?
Every
Oh, you know,
item
making
location is
technical
shuffled over
videos.
from an
So like if I were to code
NPC,
in my free
in a
time,
chest,
it wouldn't
just
be
laying
probably
open
making a web
overworlds.
app. It would be doing game dev.
The
'Cause
only things
that was
are,
my dream as like a little kid.
Like always in a
How can we
similar
support
area
it?
are the dungeon items. So
I don't know.
the
I'd have
dungeons
to
will always
maybe
have their big keys,
make
small
a
keys,
make a thing for it on
map and
Patreon. I don't know.
compass
Give some
on their
people special items or
There's,
something.
like logic
I should
to
invite some
everything,
data
so we
scientists to your
know
show. Will be
what should
fun.
be done,
It seems a
and
little
there's
bit
things that you
subjective.
can do to
Fun
break
for you,
logic.
maybe.
Okay,
So,
that's a nice item. I don't
Data
probably
analysis
need
can
that
be
one.
harder to get to in.
So that item, obviously, you need the boots
that
to
a
get.
degree? It
Normally, the
depends.
Book of Medora's up
There's some
there.
random,
and
random
you
audio
drop
playing.
it
Oh,
off
I
the-
opened Twitch.
the library shelf.
I opened Twitch because I was gonna link my.
But
Oh, that's funny. We were listening to Games Done Quick. It's GDQ, guys. It's GDQ. Yeah. I opened Twitch so that I could link my thing because that's where I'll stream the game dev. I muted it. There you go. See, I don't have the headset on, so I couldn't hear it. Anyways, that's my Twitch. So that's probably where I'll restream at least a little bit. That 8-bit Zelda. Yeah, they're doing they're 10 minutes and 39 seconds in right now. I like watching GDQ. It's so funny what like those people do, like to figure out how to get through the game, like just wall hacks and stuff. Have I done a nano degree? No, I reached out to Udemy though, so see if they'd let me do it, but they did, or not Udemy, Udacity, but they didn't. They didn't respond. Do you know Unreal? Any comments on learning to dev on Unity or Unreal for game dev career? Game dev career path is real difficult. You guys heard of Telltale Games? So they just like let go a whole bunch of devs and canceled the project that was like 99% done, and they just let everybody go. They were hiring everyone in game dev. Like they were hiring up a like constant game devs right up until the point where they like people were in the process of relocating to the game dev studio, and then they cut it. But so for game dev careers, yeah. You were watching it, had duplicate tabs open. Well, yeah, I think it's pretty. I think it's pretty neat to watch. Unreal, I know a little bit. I have a Udemy course on it. I'm gonna learn it, right? I've done the let's make a Overwatch hero, Genji. I made him before. That was kind of neat. Wall climbing, double jump, slash. But Unity, I don't know. If you want to do game dev as a career, you have to do it yourself these days. So you got to learn marketing, all that stuff. You were in Europe. What was it? Oh, Europe? Yeah, I was in Europe. I went to school in Finland. What's the minimum you should know to start freelancing? jQuery, WordPress, how to source from, what is it? Boilerplate websites, CSS, SAS, how to modify that. I think that's it. That's the bare minimum. It's not going to be good. It's going to be the minimum. If you're here, by the way, and you like the stream, or at least if I got you with that clickbait, hit that thumbs up. I didn't know if people would actually click. I just posted. Game dev is a great career if you love constantly looking for work and getting underpaid and overworked. Zach, that's what I'm talking about. It's a great career if you love never seeing your family, and if you love knowing that your job could easily be given to someone else who wants to do it. Like, I don't know. I don't really like that feeling of knowing they don't value my value. I don't know. Not fun. It's more fun to do it yourself. Okay, that's opinion. I think it's more fun to do everything yourself. If you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. I'm not against teamwork and working with other people. Like, I like working with people and partnering with people, but for someone, I don't know. That's why I don't know if I'd start a company, because people would have to work for me, and I'd be like, bro, do better than me. Learn from me, but then go do your own thing and be better, so that I can learn from you. I want people to be better than me so I can learn from them. I don't want people to just be like okay with doing the minimum to get by so that I pay them. But to each their own. What, Zelda's already over? Are we doing Metroid now? What is this? Yeah, but here, if you're here and you're lurking, just want you to know that I appreciate you and your time. And hope you guys are having a good Sunday. I'll be doing a portfolio video later today, so if you guys want me to review your web dev portfolio, I'll take a look at it. I just remember that I made some Unity tutorials like way back. And then like it was like a rollerball tutorial, because the one that they had, I don't know, Unity docs, because it's free. The free version of Unity is Mobile apps are where it's at for game dev, and you don't need a massive team. Mobile apps are good, right? But they're a little bit saturated. I think right now a game like PUBG on mobile app, that's really good. Like there's only PUBG and Fortnite, and like the PUBG clone right now, as far as like good first-person shooters on mobile. So that'd be good if you could do that, right? Problem is just like controls are a little wonky. Unless you want to get that gaming phone. You're a game dev student focused on programming with Unity. Starting your own company in January. Found the own company about half an hour ago. Hey, thanks, man. Well, I lived in Finland for about 5 years. So eat some I don't know. What was like the I don't know. So I don't know. What would be like the staple Finnish food? There wasn't really. It was just like sausage and mustard. Salmon. A lot of salmon, a lot of potatoes. Maybe drink a karhu for me. I don't know. Or no, go to the sauna one more time. Yeah, there you go. Hit that sauna. Jump in the snow for me. You're trying to get into front end. You want to complete the MS in learning technology. I don't know what that is. Is it worth to go back to get an AS in web dev, or just study yourself? Just do it yourself. What's my opinion on General Assembly? Will you be job ready if you do their JavaScript program? Daniel, I don't know, but I know there is no guarantee. So my opinion is if the boot camp doesn't have some sort of degree, you shouldn't go. You know, a nice grill basted salmon. Oof, sounds good. You saw this old TED talk by Simon Sinek on a company's why. Yeah, I've seen that too. You got a front end dev job and you want to say thanks. Hey, thanks, man. Build a resume, how to apply jobs properly. Awesome, dude. I'm gonna screenshot that one. I don't know what to do with these screenshots, but these are the things that I have to try and remember when I don't feel motivated or that like my videos have no effect. Salmon is great, but it's just like, eh. Could you make browser games with a single ad on the page and be profitable? I don't know how much you get paid per ad. Maybe. But browser games, I don't know if that'd be my thing. Did you ever hear from Google after the interview? So Google said, hey, just let us know when you want to do part 2 and we'll do it. And then I never let them know because I don't know. Maybe I could do it now, but I'm just not really interested. Game dev, man. Like thinking about game dev and making games, like that's exciting stuff. Just not when you get stuck forever. But it like incorporates every skill that I think that I have, and it really pushed me. Imagine like the dude who made Stardew Valley is just like, okay, done. What up? Start the first dev job tomorrow? Nice, dude. What careers in program? There aren't, well, what careers in programming are worth going to school for? Maybe going to school, I'd maybe say data science. You want to get like a master's in statistics? Is game dev big in Europe? Yeah, there's tons of games in Europe. Game dev companies? Yeah. Can you somehow freelance with Java in Spring? I don't know. I've never done those. Apply as wallpaper on your wall? Edward. Perfect. Can I ask, self-actualized, what did you do differently that got the job? Is Finland calling you spiritually? Does the connection go beyond the rational? Ross? I don't know. Finland feels like home to me a lot of the time. Well, it was hard at first, but Finland always, I don't know. I feel like I get along. Finnish people and American people have a pretty similar sense of humor. Besides that, there's no small talk, so it's hard to meet people. But you know, you could make a friend from Finland, not talk to them for 3 years. You could come be like, hey, I'm visiting tomorrow, and they would give you the shirt off their back, a place to stay, and a warm plate of food. You know, that's how Finnish people are, and that's how I think I would be. I think it would just be nice to have a little bit of money next time I go visit. But we'll go visit. Definitely. I thought about doing like a class. I asked if I could do a speech or like a presentation or something for the school that I went to, but they told me no. Because you don't have a master's, and I was like, okay. How was your experience coming back to get a job after completing a degree abroad? You're assuming international degrees? Well, it's from Finland. Finland's pretty top-notch education. It's not ABET accredited, but you have to realize we need ABET accreditation in the United States because for-profit universities exist, like University of Phoenix, which is not a real university, even though they say that they are. And then you have like DeVry, and you had ITT Tech, like for-profit. So anyways, the standard of education for those are like real low because they max out student loans just so they can make profit on you. So we need ABET to keep like the actual good stuff, you know, keep that standard high. And my degree doesn't have that. And so I had to explain that concept to every company that I applied to. And they were like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, no, there's no for-profits in Finland. So the standard stays high. Oh, okay. And then they were like, oh, what is this, engineering mathematics? I'm like, it's calculus 3, diff EQ, all in one, applied. And they were like, oh, well, you didn't take those theory? I'm like, no, this is applied. Oh, so that was a little bit difficult because there wasn't the exact same name. Lots of people complain about competition. You don't understand how your job could be taken away if you're motivated and skilled. There's cheaper labor. That's how it gets taken away. There's a lot of people that live in other countries that live in cheaper living countries that will do your job that are just as good. So, unless it's like a government job or something like that. Do you consider creating Udemy courses? I have teachable courses. So, well, I'll make more, but I was thinking about letting people make courses on there that wanted to share some knowledge. Hello from Brunei. Hey, what's up, man? You took the Lambda course, did well. You want to do your due diligence. You've researched, visited in NYC, scheduled visits. General advice on how to reach a final decision. Dave, 100%. If there's no guarantee, do not go. And, like, make sure that guarantee is not garbage. I found a couple schools that are like, we have a guarantee, but it's like, if we think that you're not doing your due diligence and applying to jobs, we won't give you your money back because you didn't try hard. Okay, so that's subjective, right? That guarantee is garbage. Don't do that. I want to see a guarantee that's like, look, 6 months, if I don't get a job and I'm, doing what you guys are saying to do, and I've documented that I've applied to X amount of jobs every week, and I tried, then I want my money back. Yeah, every teacher needs to have a master's for a job in Finland. How many teachable courses do you have? I just have one on GetFlow. I never needed Calc 3 or any of that either. I just used trigonometry at the most. You could even do statistics with trigonometry. No calculus needed. Think about going back to school or work. Thinking about making a game, Oscar. I did it before. I did game dev previously. But, yeah. Never really had a competition besides freelance stuff. Yeah, I mean, you're going to have people willing to do it for cheaper. Some people just want cheap. They don't necessarily care about quality. Some people want a little bit of both. Some people want to pay a lot for quality. Come to Canada, bro. I don't want to work for somebody. I like doing things myself. I'm like a, I don't know, maverick, lone wolf. I don't know what to say. I work with people, but not for people. Just because I need that autonomy to feel happy. I need that freedom. I thought remote jobs would give me that, but they didn't give me that. Well, I mean, they kind of did, but I still got let go because they ran out of money. Then I was like, you know what? Maybe if I just up my value and figure out a way to make money, then I can do that. I was real scared about it for a while. I was like, what? I don't have any skills. I can't do anything. And then as I just kept thinking about it every day, 2018, self-employed. 2018, self-employed. Back to the Battle Royale game. Yeah, so for the people that just joined, the Battle Royale game, I want to make like kind of like Battle Royale, but it has 2 game modes built in one, depending on if you find this item that you have to deliver to a few different pylons, right? So Battle Royale by default, unless you find the item, you have to deliver to a python. Whole map can see you, so they're all going to come after you and try to get that thing and deliver it, so they win. But yeah. Be a maverick, low gang. That actually crossed my mind when I said that, and I was like, oh, here we go. What was the worst about working remote? I didn't have any qualms with it. Do I watch UFC? No. I don't have a lot of time to just watch things. There's no competition for someone who knows how to write JS from scratch. Maybe. I don't know if that's entirely true or not, because there's more skills with writing code than just writing code. You got to be able to communicate to clients. You have to be able to do that and not be weird. You have to be able to communicate well, make eye contact. There's a whole lot more to just coding. Maybe like a capture the flag battle royale game. It's kind of like that, but there'd be 2 game modes. So by default, it'd be by default battle royale, unless one of the teams finds the item, and then they can either choose to pick that up or leave it. But regardless, that's going to be popped on the mini map, and everyone can see it, and they're going to be coming after it because they want to win. That's the easiest way to win, or you can keep doing battle royale. So I thought about making like some cool spells where you could like teleport across the map, almost like a portal, but like it takes like 30 seconds to cast, and while you're casting it, anyone in like a certain amount of radius can see you, so they can either come and try to kill your team, or you can make that risk and try to get that portal off. I don't know how that would actually work as far as game dynamic, but I think it'd be fun. Like that mesmer thing that they have in Guild Wars 2. Boxing? No, I don't watch a lot of that. I'm more like the Red Bull sort of sports, kind of like extreme sports. Like wingsuit flying and all that. What's my thoughts on the CIRR standards for code school? I don't know. I think the standards are still by a profit company, so I don't know if it abides by the standards. I guess that's good. I would still want to guarantee. You want to be part of a team. You're tired of convincing clients of your skill. That's the problem. You shouldn't have to convince them of your skill. Your value is not high enough if you have to sit there and convince them. And there's a difference between sales and convincing. Thinking about going where? Going to make games again. Back to the game dev. I don't know, Dave. You just have to decide if you want to have to like deal with the living expenses, or do it remote, be in person. Do you want that in person? Do you want the flexibility of doing it remote? You meant sales. Well, I mean, if you got a good enough brand, which is what you should focus on, your brand should speak for itself. Otherwise, you should probably be working on your brand. Sorry you keep pulling me back. Would I ever go back to full stack? No, I don't want. I will not work for someone again. Game dev versus web dev. It's exactly what you just said. What? You're top rated. Is game dev more lucrative? Game dev is like the least lucrative dev. It's like the worst. Game dev is just fun. I don't know. It's just fun because it requires everything. You got to do some coding, you got to do some marketing, you got to do some design, you got to think about user experience in the actual game and the menus. You have to know how to network. You got to know how to do animation. You have to know how to market your game so people buy it. Otherwise, you did all this for nothing. You got to figure out how to make a website for it and do the marketing. You have to figure out how to get players for it, make sure everything's working, fix the bugs, have a good code base. I'm not passionate about like who doesn't want money, right? We all have bills. It's nice to have money, nice to buy things that you want, but like at the end of the day, you have to be happy. I'd rather have more time to do something that I enjoy than, and some amount of money so I can, go see a movie every now and then, but I don't need a mansion. How do you suggest improving your brand if you aren't naturally good at branding yourself? You don't have to be naturally good at branding yourself, so it just takes a lot of work. A good book for this, I would recommend Gary Vee's Crushing It 2018 version. Read that. I've read that, changed my life, talked about how to make a brand. That's currently what I'm doing. Everyone should. There's going to be a whole lot of people in the future that don't have brands, and the developers that have a blog of their story of what they've made and what they've been doing, then those people are going to get the job. And as time goes on, more and more people are going to be making a brand to stick out and be different. It's going to get hard. Like, look at YouTube. YouTube's already really difficult. So, anyways, Crushing It 2018. Why does game dev get such a bad rap? Because it's very competitive. There's a lot of people that want to make games, and they're willing to do it for next to nothing. and they'll work 100 hours and be treated like, I don't know. But the point of that pandemic is that you don't have to be naturally good at anything, right? Hard work beats talent every time. And the people that look talented have usually put in a bunch of hard work. There's like the Usain Bolt saying, right? He's like, the hardest part of all this is not running the Olympics. It's the training that no one else cared to talk about or see or even think about, right? Showing up to the race is easy. But, the getting up at 4 a.m., 3 a.m. every day to do his sprints for 4 years, no one ever thinks about that. So he just looks like it's easy. Oh, he must be just real good. No, that's not how it works. It's the behind the scenes that no one sees. Money is just a reflection of your value, right? When I want to grow up, I want to be a SQL dev, no one, right? I wanted to be a pilot, and I still will be. But I wanted to be game dev. I wanted to be a pilot. I like making videos. Got to figure out a way to use those skills. So game dev seems pretty good. What keyboard do I have, Evan? I have a K95 Corsair. Yeah, you don't want easy backend. Ruby on Rails for backend is easy because, I don't know. Mainly there's no job okay, there is job prospects, but there's not that many for Ruby on Rails. Just look at Google Trends, type in Ruby on Rails. It's not doing hot. You want to do everything, but you can't do everything. You can do a lot of things. Just pick one thing and do that thing for a while, then do another thing. Yeah, you're watching an indie game dev series. Othniel, thanks, dude. How's it going? I was gonna be like, did you fix the portfolio? Then I remember there wasn't a whole lot to fix. Just a few things. Yeah, Ruby on Rails has a lot of magic behind the scenes. You just came to see push-ups? All right. Hold on. We got 5. All right. There we go. And just be careful. How do you get into React? You finish a boot camp in Toronto for web dev, Ruby, Rails, Vanilla, JS. Tyler McGinnis is pretty good. There's a bunch of other people. I don't know. Go to my Discord. Ask that question in Discord. Everyone's got like their own opinion. I would say Tyler McGinnis. Treehouse has been good to me when I've been doing Treehouse. I think there's some Udemy courses on it. Do you need to be able to code from scratch? Yeah, probably, at least somewhat. You don't need to be able to make a framework, but a beginner course in what exactly? Yeah, you should take a beginner course, at least understand the fundamentals. The best part about, the best way to get started with writing code is to just write code, Try Rust. Pass. Why would I waste my time on that language that no one uses besides the people that use Rust? Like this 500 people. Can I tell Austin? I don't know if Austin does that. I could look. Can you tell me the pages exactly? Which job gets good pay? Entrepreneurship gets the most amount of money. Should you study Node first? Nah. You assume that you have his cellular number. I do not. And if I did, I don't know if he would answer it. I was going to go do an interview with Austin at Lambda School, and I was going to bring Patrick because they both live in the same area. And then I was going to mediate that interview and be like, all right, Austin, what do you think about this? Patrick, what do you think about this? Patrick, do you have any questions for Austin? But like, I had to like book that a month in advance. Then we ended up not doing it. Because I was also going to interview a Facebook engineer. That didn't happen either. Because people at Facebook aren't allowed to talk on camera about Facebook. What's my game concept? I'll talk about the language. What am I planning to code it in? I'll use Unreal Engine, which is a combination. Well, it's all code. Even the blueprints compile down to C++, but what do I think of Laravel? It's like Ruby on Rails, but PHP. It's all right. Camera's too high. What do you want? You want to see the muscles? All right. All right, there you go. Yeah, it would be sweet. I think it would be. I was going to interview Austin, Patrick. I was going to do a video where I like buy Patrick a new car. Not a new car, but like a new car to him at least. Just to give him something back for sharing his experience to the world. I don't know. I want to do something for Patrick. I think he deserves something. Maybe I should start like a GoFundMe. But I wouldn't want him to know, right? I'd want to be like a surprise for Patrick for him willing to share his ups and downs. Especially just because he's got kids and all that stuff. What do I think about Wes Boss? What is that? Who's Patrick? Speaker, teacher, designer, developer. He sells courses. Speaking and training tutorials. Oh wait. I don't know much about him. Looks okay. He makes courses. Then he makes money through his courses. I don't know. That's good. Thinking of going back to game dev. What do I think about Golang? Pass. Pass on the Golang. It'd be really valuable to interview a part-time Lambda School student working full-time in East Coast who's managed an awkward schedule. I think that's a very exact thing. I need to figure out a way to get in contact with a part-time student. I messaged one, we planned something out, and then it didn't work out, and I messaged him again, I haven't heard back. Do I do any meal prep? What's my meal plan? I don't really do meal prep. I should, but I don't. What did you miss? I don't know. Watching the recap video last night. Yeah, so I mean, like my video that I made yesterday was like how to prepare for a code bootcamp with Patrick, who's been at code bootcamp for 14 weeks, and another person who's been there for 4 weeks. And you can see the differences between the two, and they're just, so like Patrick is like that senior college kid meme now. He's like, he was all like up and down and cared so much about getting it perfect, getting it right, being a perfectionist, getting 3 out of 3 on everything. Now he's like, let's just get it done and make it happen so I can understand it and move on to the next thing. You can see that in his attitude. And the other student, like he's been really hard on himself, and Patrick is just like, look, man, you're going to be all right. It's okay if you don't understand every vocabulary word, as long as you can explain the concepts, all that stuff. Is game dev much more stressful? Maybe if you work at a company. If you do it yourself, it's probably stressful anyways because you're already doing it yourself. You're about to start full-time with Lambda internationally? Nice, dude. Do I love Google's Firebase? It's a weird question. Any good ideas, project ideas for a portfolio that can be done in a week? Yeah, make a chat application with Sockets.io. What's going on in this video? Nighton HD. I'm going to make some games. Going back to the game dev. How to get a grad job in tech? What, a grad job? What? How can you show recruiters you want to get into this space? You just need to have a portfolio. Firebase or AWS? I use DigitalOcean. Have I used it in real life? I used it for my very first for my very first portfolio project that I used when I applied to jobs. You have an advanced level of JavaScript. I don't know what that means. That's subjective. So if you put that on your resume, I'm gonna be like, I don't know what that means. Game dev using Unity or what? Probably Unreal Engine because it's got that Fortnite money. And then Unity has no multiplayer support. But someone said that there is. What's going on here? We're just hanging out, talking a little bit about game dev. Gonna be documenting the game dev. If you're interested in watching that, it'll be on the Twitch. I'll still do regular code streams and stuff here, but I'll also stream on Twitch if you want to see game dev and gameplay, and me doing that in general. Then I'll make some videos about, updating my game. I don't know. I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool to document the process. And then I have people that would probably play it. So that would be fun. Spend 3 years making a game no one plays. Have you looked at Rust? Rust has its own networking, custom networking. They built it from scratch. I've looked at Rust. I've looked at a bunch of games that were built, multiplayer games built, like, Tarkov? That's another one. What language do you feel comfortable with? None of them, really. What languages do you need for game dev? C++ is industry standard right now. I don't know, JavaScript I'm okay with. Python, I'm with. PHP I'm alright with. Do I know other code schools that have a curriculum as robust as Lambda schools? Dave, maybe, I don't know. I haven't really, I know Lambda's like 7.5 months, and I know most of the other code boot camps are the same price, roughly, or they end up costing the same amount, but you get less than half of that time to learn to code. Made in Unity and has crazy multiplayer support. Yeah, so it's all custom. What's up, guys? What'd you miss? David, we're talking about game dev? Do you teach game dev for beginners? I could teach you how to make a game in Unity, like a single player game in Unity. I know how to do that. Raft is the same. Escape from Tarkov. There's a bunch of games on Unity that have multiplayer, but they're all custom built networking solutions with Node.js, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't got time for all that. You have a team of people working here. I'm just one guy. And so Unity or Unreal Engine has peer-to-peer connections. Thinking about going back to Cali? I never went there, so I don't know what to be going back to. Back to school? No, pass. Come on, I can't tell you guys that I would pass on college every time and be like, I'm going back to college. No. Disney World? No. Do you use Java or Spring? No, I've never used either of those. What do I think about Java? Is it good to learn? You learn it in computer science so that you can work at like Oracle or some other Java dev shop. I don't know. JavaScript is better. That's my opinion. How do you know when you're ready to apply for a job with React? You don't know that you're ready. There's not a list of skills I can tell you that you absolutely need because every job has different requirements. You think you should make videos like Yoma Tech or Tech Leads? I'm not a meme, okay? Do an intro to Unreal? I'd have to figure out Unreal first. I've only done a little bit of it. I might stream Udemy, learning it, figuring it out. But they have blueprints, and I'm a pretty visual person, so that won't be too bad. Is LampStack still worth it? Use Cinema 4D. The graphics are better with Unreal. Well, Unity free version is free, and it's not that great. There's a lot of bugs in the UI of Unity that just aren't fixed. There's a lot of weirdness going on. The profit potential for Unity is high, right? If you make a game with Unity using the free version, hey, you just made a game that you can make money off of, totally free. Whereas if you make a game with Unreal and you make money, you have to over 100,000. If you make over 100,000 with whatever game you have in Unreal, you have to pay 5% gross of what you get to them, which is whatever. Like if my game even got close to 100,000, we'd be in a different land. Do I think web dev could be dead? Why would it be dead? Everything's moving that way. Do I think React's going to dominate as a main library? It already does. It's not going to. It already does. Chiropractic school dropout. Been learning to code, teaching yourself. Discovered the channel. Been watching the stuff. 1010. Appreciate the work. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for giving me a little bit of your Sunday. What do I think will replace Stack Overflow? If anything, nothing will replace Stack Overflow. If you make a new Stack Overflow, there's still going to be elitism and jerks at another place because that's just developers. No, that's not the best way to code it, okay? Look, you could save 0.20 milliseconds here if you're just... Like, come on, bro. You're going to get that because that's how people are. There's a lot of people in code that just feel like they need to shine. All right. It's a big decision. Appreciate the responses. All right, man. Best of luck, Dave. Let me know if you got any other questions. You shoot me a message on Discord or an email if you want. JavaScript or C++ for game dev? Unity used to support JavaScript, so you can do a little bit of JavaScript in Unity, but there's going to be a whole bunch of new features that you can't do. So C++, industry standard. You're moving to web dev or game dev? I'm moving to game dev because it's way more fun. It's way more fun. It requires all the skills that I have, and it's challenging. Also, it's just fun. Did I mention it's fun? If I make an AR game for iOS, you'll make money 100%. Make a decent AR game. Oh, just make a decent AR game. That's the same thing as like, have you tried not being poor? Have you tried being rich yet? Like, what does that even mean? Do I think Vue will replace React and Angular in the near future? No. I mean, Vue's pretty good. Vue and React are pretty similar, so if you learn one, it wouldn't be too hard to learn the other one. You make a couple hundo off of some small mobile apps. They don't have to be home runs, just wanted some passive income. So my game is also on this store, and I made 10 cents. Yeah, 10 cents. Feels good. Full stack web or machine learning? What? Can I get some context? Maybe, I don't know what you like to do, how you like to learn. Oh yeah, you made a mobile game in Unity? My game was mobile. I made a mobile game in Unity. And I had to search through like 3-year-old like support posts or forum posts on Unity to find like the answer for how to compile my Android game. Because like it wouldn't compile so that I could put it on Android, and I was like, what is going on? Just get rich. Apply directly to the forehead. PHP dead? No. It's just a meme. If you spend 3 or 4 hours a day learning JavaScript with Node and React to work in front end, what? Okay, pass on the Node then, because you don't need Node to work in front end. How long would it take to become competent? How many of these 3 to 4 hours are focused? What are you doing with these 3 to 4 hours? Are you doing Udemy? Are you making projects? The way you learn matters. What you're retaining matters. What's the mobile game you made and earned 10 cents from? It's called Rocket Sling. I can show you. One moment. There's like 154 people here, which is crazy. Yesterday when I went out to eat for a birthday, there was like, I don't know, 30 people there. And I was like, if I was standing in a room full of 30 people, I'd feel so weird. But because I'm here in my safe space, this is the game. It's by the New Kids. That was our Slack channel that we had at my remote job. Yeah, so it has 3.2... a 3.2 rating because it's not optimized, because I didn't pay for the Unity version to render it to get the optimization, so it has low frame rate. Do I see myself transitioning or integrating that? I think they can go together. Machine learning is good, but I'd rather do hardware automation. So, I don't know, probably machine learning, but just to make like a drone or something. Something fun. Treehouse or Udemy? Depends on what you want. Treehouse is pretty good. It wasn't my birthday. It was my girlfriend's sister's birthday, but free ramen for going. So, I mean, can't say no to that. Is it on iOS? Yeah, it's on iOS. You'll see it's by Calvin, which is, I didn't have an Apple device, and he already had an account that he paid for to be able to post on the Apple Store. So, downloading now. Sweet, dude. Hope you enjoy my levels. It runs fine on my phone, but if you have an older phone, it might not. Is it better to learn Node.js before PHP? This is a safe space. This is. No, this is a judgment-free zone. Unless you're dumb. Then I'm going to call you dumb. Unreal has really bad documentation. I think both game dev engines have bad documentation, but Unreal has gotten a lot more support recently because of Pub. It's got that PUBG money, and then it also has that Fortnite money. iOS is not worth it. Yeah, so that's why it's not for me, because my friend Taylor, you've seen me do an interview with him. What's the best language for hardware automation? You want to get into drones, robotics? C++, my friend. C++ is for Arduinos. Yo, I shilled that game all over Reddit. I went to Reddit Game Dev. I went to Reddit iOS. I went to Reddit Android. And I posted this. And I was like, look, I'm unemployed, so I learned how to make a game. Here, go play it. Only 500 plus downloads. Like, it's the worst. Like, that was like, you know, I didn't want to spend money for marketing on some free game that I didn't even know if people would like. How do you make a secure Ajax post request with Spring? I'm going to tell you how to do it, Brandon. You left click, you highlight that sentence, and then you right click and you click copy. Then you open a browser and you press Control T on your keyboard. And then you press Control V into your URL bar and hit enter, and then some Stack Overflow results will come up. And then you click on that second link. Don't click on the first one, it's usually an ad. Click on that second link, and that might give you what you're looking for. That's exactly how you do it. Rocket League for the win. Yeah, Rocket League's pretty good. You're playing Rocket Sling now? Nice, dude. Rocket Sling on iOS has no ads on it. Perhaps no ad revenue. I think they got disabled because we didn't update it. But they both did have ads on it at some point. You have to comply with like iOS regulations of keeping it updated and stuff. You just joined. What's the topic about? We're talking about game dev. Did you pay any marketing on Instagram or anything? I was unemployed. No, I didn't pay anything. I was just trying to find something to do that was productive besides, like, you know, I was trying to find a job, and I was like, all right, well, I've sent out all the resumes I could today because there's no new posts on Indeed or whatever. So I might as well work on a game that I could try to do something. So I created Discord if people wanted to join. What did you use to make the game? Did I make it alone? I made it with my friend Taylor, and then Katie designed like a couple levels with Unity, but she did a little of the programming, but she wasn't really passionate about it. Isn't there a VR boom right now? Not really. People are developing absolute crap and charging $20-30 for it. No one is buying it. Trust me. Just make a game called GTA 5 and make it cost $100? Dude, easy. That's all you gotta do. Just make a game. What are your thoughts on Udemy? Udemy's okay. Some of the courses get outdated. Some of the teachers don't teach in a way that I learn. Some do. I have, you know, what's the plan for the next 12 months? Become really profitable. Finish level 1. Nice, dude. Have you done something with Electron? Nah. Are there any Rocket Sling reviews on YouTube? I don't think it ever got popular enough to get reviews. Why didn't you tell me you had iOS experiences? What was your experience with iOS? Tell me more. I never did. This was made with Unity, so Unity compiles down to the native language. So I built it in C#, and then Unity compiles that down to native Android and native iOS. And you can put it on the Switch and the Xbox and PS4, but then you have to pay the licensing fees to get it on those platforms, which I was like, you know what? I'm going to pass on that. I had to fill out this really detailed application to get it on the Android store, but it wasn't like really thorough. They were just like, does your game contain naked people? No. Like, they don't actually check it. Is this for 18-year-olds plus? What is that? Maybe. I don't know. How protective are their parents? It depends. Just make a game. Exactly, Kieran, exactly. How long has it been deployed? A little over a year, I think. I have to look. But that was all done with Unity. This game could have been better if you included the angle of launch trajectory. I don't like this game because it doesn't include the angle of launch trajectory. Okay. It does actually include the angle of launch trajectory. If you hold down, it'll show you a little space ghost ship that goes out, which is actually just a real ghost ship with no collision that we colored transparent. Dude, there's a whole bunch of like little hacks like that in game dev. Let's make it the sleeper hit. Ooh, I don't know. I think at some, well, I don't know. I think I paid like $10 in game assets, and that was it. I bought like some game assets for the little planets. Angular or React, and why? React because it's better. Can I be your sugar daddy? Maybe. What are my thoughts on phaser library for WebGit? I don't know. Usually they're 2D. So I've seen like I made a Flappy Bird clone with phaser.js once. That was neat. Did you learn everything in college or self-taught? I went to college for mechanical engineering and we didn't do any programming. We did ladder logic. That was about it. I'm self-taught. I watched a whole bunch of Brackeys tutorials. I watched a whole bunch of, back to what? Game dev, Alan. Game dev, my dude. We're doing some game dev. Couldn't pay me to play Rocket Sling. Did someone say that? Do you have a video telling your story about going to college in Finland? Richard, I do. You'll find that. How many other reviews? Laggy. Super laggy. Okay. I know it's laggy. It's the free version of Unity. That's why it's bad. Also, Unreal Engine has Unreal Tournament, and Unreal Tournament is a community-driven project, so you can see how they've made the code. You can see the developer of it. It's pretty neat. Gotta finish the project later, dude. You're learning Angular 6. Should you drop and move to React? Absolutely. I don't know. Probably finish it first. What's my experience in Canvas? Did you find any benefits as opposed to DOM? I've used Canvas. I've taught a few students. Well, I teach all of my students how to make a game with Canvas. I don't really like Canvas. I think it's kind of annoying. Yeah. There's no real benefits. You think some of them are mad because they don't understand how to play? Well, at this point, in the life cycle of the game, we had spent like 3 weeks on it. We made that game in like 3 weeks. We were trying to make a game every 2 weeks as like a game jam, like a personal game jam. And I don't know. We barely finished this game and we're like, you know what, let's just deploy it so that we can finish it. Because you start to get demotivated and you start to have all this scope creep. Oh, what if we just add this to the game? And that whole let's just add this to the game is like 6 months. How long did it take me to learn coding? I learned it. I'm always learning it. It's not finished. Are a lot of companies tough on credit checks for dev jobs? If a company wants to check your credit for a dev job, don't work there. What do I mean by going back, Alan? Going back to game dev? The dream. Do I think software engineers, data scientists, or Android developers earn the most? Let me just explain that software engineers are data scientists and Android developers. Right now, the niches make the riches. That is how it goes. If you're in a niche, you're going to make rich. So if you want to do Salesforce example, Salesforce developers make buku's amounts of money. But the problem with that is that they're learning how to use someone else's proprietary software really well. And so if they ever have to not use Salesforce or something overtakes Salesforce, they have nothing to fall back on. College or sixth form? What? You made a Pong and Brick Breaker clone from a course on Udemy? That was the course that made JavaScript click. Nice, dude. You're creating a game in Swift and all the app regulations are yeah, they are. They have a October 3rd privacy policy for us to have a website to host privacy. Wow, that's neat. If you're here, guys, and you like the stream, please hit the thumbs up before you head out, at least. I would appreciate that. Helps the channel do better. One reason why React is better than Angular, because it's just the front end portion. Angular is an MVC, so it's less to learn. There you go. Salesforce is garbage. I'm on your page, right? So I would never be a Salesforce developer because you have to learn some proprietary garbage that makes a lot of money for the company that you're working for, and they pay you, I guess, a good amount of money compared to other jobs. But still, if you ever wanted to do it yourself, hey, guess what, guys? I'm a Salesforce developer. Let me freelance. Okay. Well, we don't use Salesforce. Oh, all right. Like, then what? How did my Google interview go? It went fine. I'm actually employed at Google now. I'm a full-time remote Google developer. I'm looking at being promoted to product engineer here pretty soon. I'm gonna have my own team of 12 that they're gonna let me work on. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm making $280,000 a year, so ask me anything about Google and I'll let you know. Patrick, what Udemy course was it? That wasn't for me. What kind of games do I want to create? It's like a mix of Fortnite and Capture the Flag, but with usable spells. So you pick up items. You have an inventory. You pick up items, and then you can combine them. You know, making about $300K a year, dude. Easy. You sound like a smart dude. Did you acquire all of the information? How did I acquire it? Most of the time I struggled. I struggle a lot. I still struggle a lot. That's how I acquire a lot of information. I've never been the smartest guy in the room. And I don't plan to be. Because if I am, I'm in the wrong room. But besides that, I've usually had to struggle. Like, I was the kid that never finished any of the programming questions on time. Like, all of the warm-up problems at Code Boot Camp were like, I didn't understand how to do them. I just sit there. Ex-Google developer thinking about going back to work for Google. They want to promote me to CEO, but I just keep declining because I'm just not interested in the money. I'm more interested in the time, you know? I wonder if I made enough videos saying that I'm going to be the next Google CEO, if people would believe me. Or if I didn't say that, it's a little bit too far. But if I said, I'm going to be a senior software engineer at Google, I bet the majority of people would believe me. Wait, do you actually work for Google right now? No joke? No, I don't work at Google. I don't want to work for Google. I don't want to work for anyone because I don't want to lean on someone else's credentials to have, for another company to be like, oh, he worked at Google, so he's good, so he can work here. No, I don't need any of that. I'll just do it myself. You guys do you. That's it. Does a front-end dev need to know how to make an API? No. What do I think about creative web coding using Canvas, WebGL to design, present websites, include tool motion assets? I don't know. It's a good question. Michael, what's up, dude? Ex-Google CEO declines CEO role. That's the better one. Ex-Google dev declines CEO. I'm going to say ex-Apple Google dev. No, like, you guys get all hyped for Google and stuff, and it's like, all right, cool. You guys think Google is the best. I'm over here. I'm just making games, okay? You're a mechatronics engineer working as a freelancer with Python doing web dev. Nice, dude. Google works for Josh. I don't work for Google. There you go. Web dev for life? Maybe. I like game dev. It's more fun. It's more interactive. It helps my ADD. Christine, what's up? Wouldn't making an API be a backend? Yeah, API devs. Making an API is a typical take-home code test for backend developers. If I have access to the Play console, it takes a few minutes. Yeah, so I do, but I don't have the game anymore. Like, I don't have Unity on this computer because I was making my Look, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to pull it up. You guys can see how cringe it is. But I was, like, making good progress on this multiplayer game. I could connect to my own little server. It's just like... Is degree required for machine learning? Absolutely not. %, no. Hire me at Google. We'll get that. We'll get it lit. No, I got you, fam. Just send in that resume. hire you ASAP. I don't even have to consult anybody for it. You guys can look at how cringe my other videos are too. Oof. Game dev is a pain. It is a pain, but it's fulfilling, especially when you get it to work. I don't know. I just want to make multiplayer games. I don't know how I do anti-cheat or anything, but could be good. I'm just scrolling through. What? My video stopped loading. What? We all found it to be inspiring. Andrew, it's the dream, dude. You got to do what's fulfilling. I mean, you got to look inside about what you want to do long term. You know? Do I think I'll be able to make the next Fortnite? And if yes, when? I don't want to make the next Fortnite. Why would I ride on the coattails of someone else? I think what I would probably do, and when. Okay, let me give you an exact date. It's September 19th, 2020. It's coming out. Full release, early access. Isn't that what they say? Isn't that what it is? You full release the game, but you just call it early access? Oh, we're still updating it. Sure you are. Every Steam user ever. Here we go. I'm making a game. No one needs another Fortnite clone. Yeah, that's not my dream. Why can't I scroll back through this? Do I have advice regarding US visa sponsorship? You're in South Africa. Bruce, go to Stack Overflow. Click the little checkbox that says sponsorship. What do you want to do? Travel the world with your family without needing to work. Okay. I understand that you might think that you don't want to work, but a lot of people that have a lot of money, like, they go and they try to take a vacation and they're like, okay, I'm done, right? And they don't feel fulfilled. So you have to do what makes you feel fulfilled. So you had a bunch of money and then you went to go do something like sit on a beach, you know, for 2 months. That'd be nice for 2 months, but eventually you're gonna be like, all right, now what? Because people need to be doing things. They need to be working, making things. Like, work is subjective, so that might mean, you know, making a farm or something like that. But you'll need to be doing something. Because, you know, progress, at least to me, is happiness. Developer update, new map. 360 views, my dudes. Look at this cringe. Oh, look, I'm with my dog. In my old apartment. Can I skip? Now I know why I got 360 views. Hold. Here. This was my game. Is a whip. You're gonna have a little chest. This was before Fortnite Battle Royale came out, okay? You can look at the dates. You're gonna have a little inventory. You could pick stuff up. I was having some weird clipping issues here. There was a cave, and you could find chests, right? And it was glowy. It had this cool effect on it. Before Fortnite. Okay? You know, it looks like Fortnite. No. Fortnite looks like this. It was a jungle map that I was working on. You had melee weapons, so you could, like, smack each other. And you could, like, parry and block and stuff. And then you could go first person. I think I had to turn off fall damage here. But this was made with Unity. And the multiplayer was working. And then there's like some epic guns that you could find. Because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I think I made a fireball too. Yeah, I turned off. Wait, oh yeah. Respawn. Okay. There was like an epic glow there. When is it getting finished? My graphics card died, and I was unemployed when I was making this game. Well, I was looking for a new job, right? Because they let everyone go because they ran out of money. Oh, look, it had a floating island. Did you see that? Look. I'm pretty sure someone at the Epic Studios saw this and was like, yo, let's copy this. Shoulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda. All excuses. Exactly. What language did I code this? This is Unity, so C#. It's got jungle map. It was pretty cool. Thank you for showing. Yeah, I mean, it's cool, man. Have I hacked into anything? I'm not interested in going to jail. But yeah, I would like to start something similar to this, but I think I would just redo it with Unreal Engine because I figured out that I I couldn't do multiplayer, so like a lot of people have similar ideas, but they don't execute. Yeah, I mean, I tried to execute best I could, and then my graphics card died in my computer, and I was like, well, I don't have a desktop anymore, so I can't develop this. And I didn't have a laptop with a GPU. Oh yeah, third person too. That was neat. What else? There's my floating island. This is my map editor. This looks pretty dope. What's with the title? The running with the gun effect? Yeah, it was super cool. I was manually positioning. I think, am I just talking more? I think there's another game dev update. Let me find it. If you go back far enough, you can see it. I was doing like game dev update videos. Which one can you do multiplayer on? I'm gonna show that video. I just have to find it. Where's the actual gameplay footage? Here. Here you can see the multiplayer working. So these are two different applications. You can see it's built in Unity there. I think I can run around and stuff. I had little inventories that you could use. There's a little chest. Oh, the assault rifle had a tooltip on it, so when you mouse over it, you could see like what the damage was and stuff. I think that'd be cool if they added that to PUBG. Because right now, it doesn't show what gun does the most damage. How difficult was this to create? It was pretty difficult. I did this all in about 4 weeks. Oh, there's the Lawbreakers beta thing. Oh, also, you can see my tic-tac-toe test. Because I was applying to jobs, I have all these different code tests that people were giving me. Yeah. You can see, oh, and I can pick it up, and then I can equip it. Boom, goes. Got iron sights and stuff. I can get the machine gun. Oh, that's a bullet, so the mesh was wrong for this. What are we up to? We're just looking at my old game that I was making. You can pick up your bullets, and then you have to load, right? So you have to... It's kind of like a little bit Escape from Tarkov-y. You can shoot. The recoil was a little much, but that's okay. Should you learn SAS? Yeah, absolutely. Third person. I can shoot the other person. Oh, you can see I had to add meshes and stuff. See, there's no collision on that. But you can see all the little sand that shoots up. Bullets rolling around. Some of the models didn't load. Fixed. Okay, yeah, so if I shoot this guy, you can see, oh wait, no, it didn't work. It didn't work here because I had a duplicate name. But the other person would take damage. And you could see that it's networked, at least the motion was. Oops. Come on. See me walking around there on this side so you could see the network working. Yeah. I fixed it. And there was like a chest and stuff. I don't know. There's not much to it, right? But like my stuff died, so I couldn't do it. For gun, did you use projectiles or raycasts? I had two different guns. I had a projectile for like RPGs and grenades, and then I had hit scan, like raycast for a couple of them. Do you consider yourself part of the LGBT community? I consider myself part... I'm a citizen of the world, okay? I don't know how to answer that. From start to finish in a month, it's pretty good. I don't know, like people don't really, like I talk about code a lot, I talk about game dev, tell you guys how to all do it, but no one really sees me code, except for the students that I code with. I kind of like to keep it on that DL, you know? Except for when I was like struggling through React, there was a bunch of comments that were like, watching you struggle through this React really makes me question your credibility. And I'm like, underneath, I'm just like, me too, dude. Josh, move to the Bay Area. No, move to Salt Lake, Xavier. Let's get some lifts here. We got more stuff to climb also. How difficult was this? I mean, it was relatively difficult. I mean, it was fun. Like, every day was a challenge. I remember I did a Udemy C# course with game dev slopes or something. Dev slopes, something. I don't know. Before I started working on this. Who earns the most money? Web dev or game dev? The entrepreneur. What's next? Game dev is next. Do I do that colored powder? No, I don't. I don't do that. Can I address you as an attack? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Helicopter. Joe, what up? You seeing this? You see my game, dude? My game dev dreams? Look at all these old ones here. Here's my new map one that we were just watching. You want to get back to game dev and you get... No. Joe, stop stealing my ideas. So this was like when I was making this was when I was making videos of like how to edit code, how to code, how to edit videos, how to do After Effects, like all this stuff that I was passionate about, but it just wasn't getting views, you know? So you got to talk about what's getting views. Where can we watch videos of the game? It's on my channel. You just have to go back a little bit. See, July 6th, 2017. This is before Fortnite Battle Royale. Think about going back to game dev, Michael. I've been thinking about it for a while. Drop in spawns. Isn't that what everything has? I think I would go more towards the Ring of Elysium style, where you like pick where you want to go first. Xavier, thanks for hanging out. You like 2D games? I made a 2D game. You can go download it, Joe. Go criticize it. Yeah. But I'm out. My dudes, 3D games are boring. I feel like 2D games are boring. I gotta go. I got stuff to do today, guys. So you guys have a good one. I'm out. Thanks for hanging. Here's the Twitch, by the way, if you want to follow along when I'll do some game dev on there. I'll probably restream it, so it'll be fun. Yeah. So I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. And you guys have a great Sunday. So I'm out.